Welcome to Tying Michigan's Best Trout Flies. Today we're going to do a favorite March Brown pattern of mine. It's a tilt wing style, and it comes off as both an emerger and a dun. A really effective fly for that hatch, for that style of mayfly. So we're going to get started on that now. Oh, here we go with our tilt wing March Brown. Now, I'm using a size 10 hook. The March Browns, at least in Michigan, are big mayflies. I see on hatch charts like 12 and 14. I think that's, quite frankly, too small. I would never tie this fly smaller than a 12, and I much prefer the size 10. This is a really effective pattern. So let's get going. I'm using yellow 6/0 thread here. And we're going to start with attaching our tail, or at least that which will be the tail, and also make part of a trailing shuck. What I've got is a little bit of mallard dyed to the wood duck color, and I'm going to use the tip of it. Now you can still get a couple more off, at least one off of each side of that, but I like to use this. This fits the purpose right here, and so we're going to put that on as our tail and trailing shuck, about the entire length of the hook. And we'll attach that here. And then to complete this portion of the fly, which makes this is going to help to make the trailing shuck on this fly, we're going to take just a little bit of fairly light colored deer hair with some decent markings on the end, and we're going to just cut that off. Get rid of the junk and tie that in so that the tips extend about halfway the length of this assembly here, right? Okay. So let's cut it off right about where we might insert the wing, about right there. And we'll lash that down. We want to compress that, and then make it bulge a little bit there, stand out at the bend of the hook, and tie the rest of that down. Now we're going to dub the body. I've got my own March Brown blend that I make, and I can tell you how I make it if you'd like, and it's made with about 3/4 yellow. It's made with about 3/4 yellow mixed with a little bit of fox squirrel, and it kind of leaves that kind of an amber shade or a dirty yellow color, and I like that for the March Brown. I use the same dubbing for my brown drakes, by the way. So we'll put that on and dub the length of that. Oopsie, we'll dub the length of our hook here, right? Oops. I'm going to throw a little bit more on there because I want to attach the hackle before I put the wing on. I want a spot for that hackle to go in. Let's do this. Up near the eye. Okay. Now we're going to put our hackle in. Remember, this is a tilt wing style, so what I'm using for hackle here is medium barred ginger. Good hackle for a lot of different patterns. I really like it on this March Brown. It's a medium barred ginger, in it. You know, obviously you take it in the appropriate size. And then we'll attach that here with a few wraps, and we're going to put on just a touch more of the dub there before we put our wing on, just to fill in that little gap. All right, now our tilt wing, I've got a slightly lighter tan deer hair with some nice lighter markings at the tip. And you'll notice that kind of gives it a closer look to an actual March done wing. And you get an appropriate sized clump there, whatever you are comfortable with. Maybe get the long ones out. You can stack this if you want. I do not spend time stacking hair, rarely at least. And then this is going to make our tilt wing, and about the length of the shank, approximately like that. And then we clip it there, attach here. Doesn't take much to hold that in place. Now the wing is on, and the hackle. This goes under here. Whatever you want to put on here. These don't take a whole lot, so I have a tendency to put 4 or 5 wraps on there, and then we're going to tie it off, lifting up, holding it in place. And, oopsie, the whip finish. And groom it up a little bit, and you take a look and see if you got any errant fibers, which is not uncommon. Get rid of that. Now you have a finished March Brown tilt wing style, and when you do it this way, with that little bit of extra deer hair back here, you may be familiar with the assembly. The rear assembly on the flies like the Roberts Drake, where the deer hair bulges out, and when you look at it from underneath, it gives it more of an impression of an actual trailing shuck than just a piece sticking straight out. That little bit of deer hair helps imitate the cast legs and thorax and so on of the insect, and then really a fly like this, when you think about it, the way it's tied, it gives the fish at least two things to think about. Is it an emerging fly? Well, it has that appearance. Do they need to see the appearance of a wing? The wing is there with a reasonable shape and a reasonable color as well. So it covers several bases. It's a very effective fly, and I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy using it. So thanks for watching, and we hope to see you the next time.